This is day 554 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. I just want to come and share more of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Please contact me directly. You'd be greatly appreciated. So we're doing Siman Shin Chav Ches, Sif Mem Vav to Siman Shin Chav Ches Nun Dalet. The last full day we'll be doing on Shin Chav Ches because I'm going to Shem tomorrow. We're going to be starting in the middle, Shin Chav Ches. Okay, so Shin Chav Ches Mem Vav. Ein lo osim matzdiki. Sarov shosim menu zefes. Evidently, this matzdiki, I think, is the modern Hebrew word for gum, but at one point it was like a pitch from which you make tar. V'shum adam bari ein lo aso. No, I guess it tastes horrible, and no healthy person chews it. Everybody sees that it's for medicine. You can't polish your teeth with it for a four. To do it for, I don't know if it's polish because I'm not sure exactly. I guess it's rub. Rub, that's the word. If you're doing it because of you have bad breath, mutter, because that's not a four. I once heard I think apocryphal legend, not true, that somebody answered using mouthwash on Shabbos because bad breath has a medical term, which is halitosis. And therefore, we said it's a medical treatment. It's a refuah. But no, we don't pass in that way. We say that if you do something because you have re'ach hapeh, you have halitosis, mutter came for that's not healing. Maybe it's true, maybe somebody who doesn't know that he has this condition is going to suspect that he's doing it for healing. We can't stop him from using mouthwash. But she's necessary in order for him to be among people because of a false suspicion. Mem Zayin, any food which a healthy person would eat. Any beverage which a healthy person would drink. People who have aches and pains, even though they're sick, they can eat and drink them for healing purposes. It's not relevant here to forbid this because of grinding spices. Because it's food for healthy people. Even something which is good for something, it's a food stuff which is good for some things and bad for other things. Such as spleen. It's good for the teeth, or and bad for the intestines. Cress. Which is difficult which is bad for the teeth, and good for the intestines. Nevertheless, allowed to eat them. Even though it's clear it's learning for healing purposes, nevertheless, the final analysis, Briam Ochlim Zeh. How do we politis? The brachas mashahedi for also. The brachas, it seems to say that if you're doing this for the purpose of healing, it's also. It says that al-hach, the kol ochlim ochlim for, and now it's all food a person can eat for healing. Gavra lachila kamachavim. The person is consuming it to eat it. And the healing happens on its own. So it sounds like he has to dafka kabbalah to eat it. I am Sham. Varam per kafal if din chabes because of ochel adam chui v'ochel deis rapos plan mutter. Rambam says deviates from the language of Gemara. Masha sounds from what the Rambam writes. So if you ikach also for even you're primarily eating it for a food, that's still okay. Chen lashon atur v'shulchan aruch sibasif lamadzayin shekasvu mutter lachlon shlosim lefuah. You can eat and drink them for refuah. Mash b'ikach kamos lefuah. Which seems to be goes against the Gemara, which says should be also lachila v'tzarichin gadol. It's a difficult question, but of course, since it's only because it's the Rabbanon and Rambam too and Shulchan Aruch all basking that way, of course you can be meko. Mem ches the kol she'ena machol mashkabrim, anything which is not eaten or drunk by healthy people. Also, so the four can eat it or drink it for healing. even though it's sweet to the palate. You come nevertheless came to bring ain't ochlim zeh, since healthy people don't eat it. It's clear that it's being done for medical purposes. It says it says that person who just has an ache or pain, who is who is strengthening himself. I don't know. It sounds like he's becoming stronger, but obviously he is. It means that he can transcend his ache or pain, and walk like a healthy person. That person should not be taking the machol or mashka, which is refuah. A male muchol sham michosh, but if you have no ache or pain at all, mutter, you're allowed to do it. Akan l'sharon. In other words, you do something which is not, most people don't only do for healing, but you're not sick, so there's no reason you shouldn't do it. Klum, I mean, the body legamek, she gets a little klum mutter, a person is completely healthy, if he wants to eat the stuff, it's permissible. A time for klum, we have to say, the reason is, the Yev Shalasola, Mishumo Roim, you can't forbid it because the people see him, came with Shubar, Miyacholim Chos Biyado, so this is healthy, who can protect, who can stop him? Avlasha Turkenu, but the ritual likes like this. I'm Ochel B'Shoso, so L'Ravo L'Tzimo V'Ein L'Chol Ishori. Says, oh, if you're eating or drinking because you're hungry or thirsty, that's okay. Mashma, the dafka Ravo, it's only if you're hungry or thirsty. Avalavaki, but if you're not hungry or thirsty, also you wouldn't be allowed to pop them into your mouth. Rabbeinu Beis Yosef Silei D'Uch L'Milson Haki. Beis Yosef is just talking about the normal reason for a person to eat or drink, not a specific limitation. One of the great Achraim, Abdel Magavram, says that it's specific what the Torah writes. Several proofs for this. There's the Dafka L'Ravo Tzimo, it's only if he's hungry or thirsty. But if not, even a healthy person cannot eat these foods. The Chain Nira Ladino. The Mishnah Berurah says if you have an ache, even if eating and drinking this because you're hungry or thirsty, it's also. Okay? Well, the Beer Lachi says, found out since it's all a machlokas, we show him and tzarech and l'maisa. Okay? So back to Arukh HaShulchan. Berlin, he read the Enka machlokas. He disagrees. He says no machlokas here, not like Mishnah Berurah. And there's also Beis Yosef means the boy mutter l'chlon stam she'utzon l'chlon ve'en l'chlon b'feish l'fuah. Healthy person can eat them stam without any intent in mind, because if it's clear that he's eating it to eat them. Ve'en l'chlon b'feish l'fuah is not eating them specific for a medical purposes. Here he explains that and this goes back to what he said earlier. The chol is who mischazik v'kabari. The person is a michush. He's taking this, eating this or drinking this because he wants to feel stronger. So because he has a michush, it's a refuah. He can't do that. A person who is healthy and he's taking this because he was going to make him stronger. For him, that's not a refuah. So therefore, him it's mutter. Mentes. Rabbeinu Amakosav says, "V'chein nafal mishkav shari." Of course, if you fall into bed, you're that sick. It's permissible. I can't show. Be'elvar meaning cholosh nafal mishkav emo sakana. A sick person who's in bed but non-danger. Huchulo shvus damil and Yehudi. He's allowed to tell non-Jew to do things for him. Shiase iso Shiase iso drabanan biyadayim b'shul yesh machlokas. But the Yisrael can do an Issa Rabbanan directly for him, it's a machlokes. Shlam l'sifyud zayin. Miu, but whatever the case may be with that, miu linyan achilas dvarim she'ein habriyim oichlim, to eat something which healthy people do not eat. Vein tovim achila, but they are good to eat. Vadai mutter choladeus, because he's sick and he's no longer an ache or pain. He's actually sick, so therefore it's mutter according to anybody. The Mishnah Berurah says, no, it's not mutter choladeus. But nevertheless, you can't protest those who are lenient. Okay, but Arukh HaShulchan says it's okay. Then he says, lo griyazem amir Yehudi. It's no worse than amir lakum. If you allow him to tell Najah to do malacha for you, you can eat this. This is not on a higher madrega, eating this food stuff or drinking this beverage. Not a worse madrega. V'lo them shum shchilas samonim. But we're not concerned here because he might come to grind spices. Came on sh'ano simlo o elacher lasos eze maaseh b'yisad rabbanon. Since we know that we don't allow them to do anything with Yisad rabbanon, at least outright. Perhaps it's a shin, it's okay, but certainly not outright. Yeshekel is over. So he understands he can't do a shchikas samonim. V'achila ein adem el malacha. And eating is not similar to a malacha. So he would, of course, that's the case. Yes, them on meal and Yehudi. It's more similar to telling a non-Jew something, and therefore it would be mutter for this person who's college, just like he could tell a non-Jew to do malacha for him. Brackets, Zek Hamanasa B'Yisyesh should be a task because I'm okay. Chafei, Taz, and one in cloud, whatever Taz writes, Mashka, Magay Avram, Basifka Mamdal, Afil Yisrael, Achem Muta, Sos, Lchuli, Ayin Sham, Kavanaso, Kemashish, Dale, Steve Design, Dafilu Maaseh Mamash Mutar, Koshkin Dachil Mutar. Since some opinions that even if the Rabbanan outright is mutar, so too eating is missile. Neither Maaseh Shchokim. It's true that not everybody agrees by doing a Maaseh. By eating, everybody agrees, and that is the way for Shulchan Paskis. Machzi the shekel, the Chav Kamerasa, Machzi the shekel, difficulty on Simon Abraham, Rabbeinu going to start Bekusha and Sham. The Kavanah Sok, much was happening, but we, says Arukh HaShulchan, explained it the right way. Nun. Mutar le'achol srafim metukim. You're allowed to eat sweet sap, just like maple syrup. Rigmor beitz chaya. It can't be that. It has to be something which is, maybe it is. Maybe people don't drink maple syrup stuff, but it's like a sap, a sweet sap, some sort. Well, beitz chaya, and to swallow raw egg. And himakol, evidently, it works for chazanim to make their voices better. Even though people don't swig maple syrup, and people do not swallow raw eggs on a normal basis, it's not for healing a sickness. To enhance his voice, have a konig Shabbos. Interesting. It's like konig Shabbos, dismissible. But that which people make egg yolks mixed with sugar. Also, Shabbos on Shabbos not allowed to mix that on Shabbos. So like not allowed to mix together honey with mustard and wine. It's a form of lush. Besides the fact there's uvda l'chol involved. So we need to prepare for Erev Shabbos. The Shabbos Yach Zor l'kashkil sham. And Shabbos you can go and mix them b'kaf mat a little bit, kamo b'sham, like we said back there, ayin sham. Nunav eno sin apikoyzim b'Shabbos. You can't don't deliberately regurgitate on Shabbos. I sholchim ez a sam to take a certain type of drug, ipecac, I believe it's his name. To vomit your food in order that you should be able to eat more, which the ancient Romans used to do. They had a special place for that called the vomitarium. Now you do some week because of causing a loss of the food you just ate. But if you have stomach pain because you ate too much, on a weekday you can take the ipecac and make yourself throw up. Shabbos you can't take the medication. Came to the food also because since you're taking for a food, it's also to stick your finger down your throat until you throw up. That's okay. Make you put your hand deep into your throat and you regurgitate. That's okay. Since it's not using a medication, and there's no way to be decreed on account of that you're going to come to grinding spices. The Chashim may have somebody who has a stomach ailment. You're allowed to put on the stomach a cup which has hot water, even though it still has steam coming out. It says you're also allowed to put warm garments on the stomach of somebody who has a stomach ache, or pottery or bricks, hot pottery or bricks. It's like a hot water bottle or electric blanket today. Going back, the Arukh HaShulchan, he feels better this way. It's not considered to be a medication. It's a therapy, but not a medication. So not for shchika samoni. Of course, this is only if there's no issue of a disease or sickness about. The Shchash Machla is a potential sickness there. And they should conduct themselves according to the parameters of sickness, which have been explained. Also, somebody got drunk. Also, I didn't know this. His cure is lasuch kapos yadav raglav shemen. Is to put the balls of his hands and his feet in oil. Part of the hand. There's also something with the feet. Mutzah sukkam Shabbos. Allowed to anoint them on Shabbos. So to dissolve his or to remove from him his her drunkenness ain't together for that's not called healing. So society is someone usually don't use herbs and spices, medical things anyway. Brackets Ayin Tasif Konuchav Zayin. Also Lasim Lishkor Efer. Basically Lasim Lishkor, which I guess is Ephraim Maaseh Katush B'Chotamo. I guess it's a form of snuff. Shezol Lech because it's for healing. Yesh Gzor Mishum Shrikas Samonim Ayin Shom. But that's not our real snuff, because he says explicitly, about tabak shachuk, ground tobacco snuff, shakom richimbo, which everybody smells. That's mutter. So I don't know what this other thing is, but some sort of medication which somehow you inhale in your nose. Nun base, aim is something. You can't exercise. What does it mean? You pound on the body strenuously in order they should get worked up and start perspiring. The Ram holds if you don't have mind to perspire, it's okay. And the Bir Aloch endorses this view because the Rabbah wrote that you can pass like the Rambam. Why? The Isur Mishum Hazeah. This is the perspiration because that's how you treat lots of sicknesses, by bringing a person to perspiration. Sometimes they make a person perspire by giving him medication. Because of course they are therefore they ask any type of perspiration, even though it's come not through medication. You can't push the child's stomach in order to remove excrement from it. Because you might come to give him medication which will cause him to have diarrhea or to remove his constipation. Because of course, it's only if there's no sickness involved. We already saw the parameters. Nun Gimel. You're allowed to take a cup of hot water, where the hot water has been removed, on your navel, also, and I guess rub it upwards. Zesh Queen Have Mutter. Also is 9. This is you're also allowed to lift your ears. Ben biyad ben bekli, whether using a hand or a vessel, a tool. Find the key is 9, the sinews of the ears. Pamim shordin lamata misparkim. Don't ask me. Sometimes they go down and they get dislocated. Sparkim is 9, the ears get dislocated. No clue. She seems to say this is the actual danger. שאין עושים סמוין כדי לחוש בשחיקה. He says, Rambam says you're allowed to raise up the ears because you don't do it with medication, that we should be concerned that you're going to come and grind spices. V'ibas sakona, it can't be talking about sakona, because ibas sakona, mutar chayil Shabbos. You have to chayil Shabbos gamke. Yushami choshilu bahari dvarim shel sakona and sham. In fact, Yushami does consider it something of sakona. Chem bar medrash rabba azinu. V'zel shono. It says that Adam Shechoshish Ba'ozno, the person who has a problem with his ear, Zumakas Ozen im Sakonahi, and this affliction or blow to the ear im Sakonahi, if it's danger, Mabas of Shabbos, you certainly can feel on Shabbos Ayin Sham. So it seems to me a machlokas Rashi and Rambam, because Rashi says the story about Kesef Sakana, Rambam says it's generic aches and pains. So Nunda really the Rashi Rambam will plead, they don't argue. And they argue what it means to lift up the ears. Rashi Vashla is nine, but say about the sinews of the ears. Sometimes go down. And somehow this disrupts the cheeks. The Yesh V'Zeh Isa D'Rash Shimbona. There's Is D'Rash because you're reconstructing. V'Yusham Karla Benos Oznaim. Shami calls it building the ears. Klama Shagin no, I think it means daughters of the ears. Klama Shagin He Bonos Oznaim. The sinews are the daughters of the ears. Yesh B'Zeh Sakar M'Chalil Shabbos. And there's danger about the Chalil Shabbos. Avram Avari shows Naim Atzmum Disrapumat. So according to Rashi, it's something down here, and and that therefore it's more severe. It's a sakana and a Mechal Shabbos. If it's not severe, of course, obviously don't. But if it's severe, even though it's potential bone out, you're Mechal Shabbos. Avram Avari shows Naim Atzmum Disrapumat. The Rambam says no, the ears themselves got a little bit, I don't know, wiggly. When he strengthens them, there's no problem. But that which Medrash says Sakana, Yordu. Like Rashi, something came down here. It's dangerous. But if it's only in the ears themselves, no Sakana. You can't use medication. You're allowed to uplift an unkli, in some sort of lobe, which is opposite the heart. And impedes the breathing. That this lobe somehow bends in. None of these things are done with spices or medications. They should be concerned that might come to grind them. And since he has tsar, they permit you to do this stuff. If not, however, otherwise, because it was not the fact that it was tsar, we should have asked it. Even though there is the malacha, nevertheless, have a uvda d'chol. We would have asked it because uvda d'chol is not for the fact that there is tsar involved, which, of course, we're trying to alleviate.